Well, we have an amazing guest for you today, guys. We have Sebastien Bassong. He is an international sports person. Well, he's a footballer, guys. Seriously, a footballer. But you know what? He's also a coach and a business person. So we're going to talk a little bit about sports mental health and just take a shot at a few things to get the pun. Yeah, take a shot at a few things as we begin. So, Sebastien, welcome to MMW. How would you describe yourself?
Well, hi everyone. First and foremost, I would describe myself as an international person, an international as a whole, because I've been traveling a lot, and mainly because of football. So an international football player, as you said, also a new and really happy performance coach, and a speaker, and a businessman on my off days. Yeah.
You're wearing the entrepreneurial hats, I see.
The entrepreneur hat is something that I've always been really keen on, because for me, that's kind of making the difference. So yeah, that's something that I really like.
Excellent. That's what I like. You see, the thing is, like, people have this image of footballers, they're just like making bags of money and out there and everything. But you're really humble and, with your children and all that. And I love that. And I know, like, when we were off camera, you were talking about speaking French in the house. Is it because, do they speak mainly French in Cameroon, or is it just from the football travels?
No, yeah, I'm really adamant about the French, about the multi-languages anyway, in general. And in Cameroon, where I'm from, the main language is French. But in Cameroon, we've got 500 different dialects, right?
Wow.
500 overall different dialects. So French is not a dialect, it's the main language. There's English and there's French, right? So yeah, I grew up with my dialect in my house, in my own household. And I made sure it was really important for me that my kids, growing up, could speak different languages. The dialect, definitely. French, because we speak French and they gotta, even though we live in London, they gotta be able to speak French. Because for me, that's kind of being rich. That's another kind of being wealthy, being able to speak different languages. Even myself, I speak 5 different languages. So
Come on. What languages do you speak?
speak English, right?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
obviously, French, my Cameroonian dialect, Spanish, Greek.
Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. Me alegro de haber conocido.
Oh,
Yes. Had to just chuck it in there just a little bit. We
yeah, I'm
like
picking it up.
multi languages. So
Yeah,
I don't really believe, or really, music, mind, and well-being doesn't necessarily, sorry about that, believe in that work-life balance, because we're always working in percentiles, right? So if you're doing something, it's a percentage of this, it's a percentage of that. There's never really this consistent balance that you get.
yeah.
So with all that you do, how do you make things work for you and stay well?
That's a real challenge. Like I don't think you're born with that. That's something you're going to learn. That's something you're learning along the way and throughout mistakes. Sometimes there's things that's not working, but you're always going to be able to, like, okay, sit down a minute, reflect, and thinking, okay, how can I get that balance right? Because in one way there's something pulling in the other way. So with time, I've just like I had to I don't know, how can I put it? I had to say to myself, okay, Seb, what's your top priorities? My family is my top priority. Because we can't buy the time back. The time is going. I can get a lot of things back, but not the time. When my children are growing up, I
Yeah.
can't, like, those years are gone. I can't go back in time and get it back. So that's how I operate. I was thinking like, okay, what's your top priority? And we're going
Mm.
downwards. So my kids, my family is my top priority. And I know that in order for them to be good, I mean, for me as a dad to feel my duty fulfilled as a dad, doing my job, I need to be busy because I've been busy all my life. Since I've been a kid, I've been playing every single day, training hard. So that's part of me. So that's how I started to gauge my balance, thinking, okay, and when I know my body really well. So my body is my gauge.
Yes.
When I feel like, okay, your body is telling you something, so you better listen. You better listen because my body never lies. It never lies. So that's how I can gauge, all right, you're going a bit too far. And when I have to balance it out, stop something, or I'm like, okay, what's in picking order? What's the first thing to stop? What's the first thing who's not going to damage, like, my everyday balance, my everyday production, my everyday execution. So that's how I kind of been successful about being balanced.
So when you're actually doing that and you're using your body as this amazing gauge, right? And sometimes the body will tell you slow down, or exactly when you're going to speed up, right?
Yeah.
So in all of that, and everything that you're doing, is there any practices you do to make sure that you're staying in mental good health? Do you have a music playlist? Do you do box breathing? Sound washes, as we say? What is there that drives you through? Is music a major part of that as well?
Music is part of my life. I can't spend, I would say that a day without music, it's a dead day. It's just like in the morning, I gotta get myself started with music. I'm an African, so I got the rhythm, and I have to. But at some point, it became weird because it was compulsory. You give me a beat, my head's gonna start nudging like that, and I'm gonna get fed of the beat. I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay, let's go. And that's my medicine when something's going not the way I really want it to. I'm like, what? let's get the move a little bit. Let's
That's
move,
right.
let's dance. And as soon as you start dancing, I start seeing things in different way. Like, you know what? Because it takes me back to Africa. Because in Cameroon, is a third part world country. So we're just like happy the way things are. You just get it. There's music everywhere. You go around, on the street, in a small bar, there's some music, some beats, and then you see some kids, people dancing, enjoying their life.
Absolutely.
Not a lot. So, and that's always been in my head. Dance. That's the joy. That's like, and even when you go to church, you just like, you gotta rejoice. Everything's gonna be joyful, no matter how hard life is. And I'm like, yo, you know what? At least I can still dance. So that's my thing. I'm like, okay, let's dance first. Let's put some music, any type of music. People say, what do you listen? I'm like, I need some beat. That as long as there's beats, as long as I can move, I can be like, yeah.
So the music really is going to help you to change your mood. It's actually going to change the atmosphere for you as well, so long as there is an actual beat. And if you're feeling off key, off center, give you a rhythm, give you a beat. Can you tell me of a time when you weren't feeling really yourself and the music did it for you?
When was it? Lately, I had
or after a match or something that you've had
after a game. I remember a lot of game when I was like driving back home, and it happened that we lost, and I wasn't happy about my performance. And if the music was down, I would have been like, okay. As soon as I started turning the music on, I start smiling a little bit, like putting things in perspective, because I'm like, you know what? I don't know. It's all right. There's another game anytime soon. It's all right, Seb, relax. Now you're there. You might as well. It's over. You can't do nothing about it no more anymore. So let's enjoy the moment a little bit. And funny enough, as soon as I get home, if I had lost, I think my eldest, she would have known, like, let's put a bit of, a bit of tune for them. Like, she just floats and she comes and like, hey, 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 and she knows I'm not in the mood. She's gonna come and like, come on, come on, come on. And at some point, just might start getting there, like, all right, you got me. So then you can chill, put things back in perspective. So music is honestly, for me, it's a medicine. That's why when I go somewhere, people know me. People do really know me, just put some music on and then you see the real me.
Oh, come on, guys. You've heard it for yourself. So when you see Sebastien out, make sure you've got those rhythms going and you will see the real him. Thank you for joining Music, Mind and Wellbeing. There is a continuation of a part 2 coming up with Sebastien. So you will see us shortly.